Have you ever been to Venice, Italy? It's an incredible city full of culture, history, amazing food, and a lot more. From the old world churches to the famous canals to the amazing historical neighborhoods, there's something for everyone in Venice. So let's not waste any time. Vucation presents the best things to do in Venice, Italy. St. Mark's Basilica. This is one of the most famous landmarks in the city, and for good reason. It's an incredible church dedicated to St. Mark the Evangelist. Legend has it that after St. Mark died in Egypt, his remains were stolen by some believers from Venice who promptly brought them back, hidden in barrels full of cabbage and pork. Their goal was to ensure that his final resting spot was in Venice. An awkward origin story for the church, but at least what remains is a gorgeous structure created using various styles of architecture. And it has an opulence you'll remember for a long time, including the 4 horses made of bronze that greet you at the church's entrance. There are also a ton of mosaics inside and a cool statue of St. Mark's next to a lion with wings. That happens to be the emblem of Venice. Keep in mind it's a very popular site, so lines can be long, but the staff tends to keep things moving. Either way, your best bet is to arrive when the church opens for the quickest way in. You also won't be allowed to bring bags in, nor are you allowed to take pictures or video, and try to dress appropriately for an active place of worship. Cross the Rialto Bridge. While there are several bridges that cross over the famous Grand Canal in Venice, at one point there was but one. This was the Rialto Bridge, which still stands as a testament to the old world. It was designed by Antonio da Ponte. What's impressive is he was far from the most accomplished artist who applied for the gig. He beat out the likes of Palladio and Michelangelo for it. Da Ponte quickly found out what a challenge this particular bridge was going to be, as the first several incarnations collapsed. But eventually he got it right by using Istrian stone. He was actually laughed at by others in the city who claimed the stone bridge would quickly fall too. But he proved them wrong, as the Rialto Bridge has stood the test of time. As such, it's a fantastic bridge to walk across and admire. Like many of the Venetian attractions, it does get crowded, so your best bet is to visit early in the morning or just after sunset. But even if you do have to bump shoulders with fellow tourists, the view from the bridge is breathtaking. Another great option is to take a water bus tour and see the bridge from there. St. Mark's Square. The Piazza San Marco is a must-visit if you're in Venice. It's thought of by many to be the heart of the city, and it's the largest square in Venice. Interestingly, it's the only square large enough to be classified as a piazza. The others in Venice are referred to as campos. If you decided to visit the first spot in this video, St. Mark's Basilica, then you've already begun to see St. Mark's Square. But it features far more than just the basilica. There are numerous restaurants serving delectable food and ample opportunities to sit in the square and admire the view. Or perhaps sip some coffee as you people watch. The architecture in the piazza is incredible, and another random perk is that many vendors set up camp there, selling random wares. So if you're looking to get all your Venice souvenir shopping done in one fell swoop, you've hit the jackpot with St. Mark's Square. Like many of the attractions in Venice, it gets crowded, so the earlier in the day you can go, or the later in the evening, the less crowded it will be. It's also a bit more on the pricey side, since the shops all know they can hike up prices for the tourists. But the square is free to access, and if you only grab an espresso to take in the view, it's an inexpensive way to spend a few hours. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Vucation if you haven't already. Ghetto Ebraico de Venezia. Ghetto Ebraico de Venezia, aka the Jewish Ghetto, is a remarkable area known for its amazing Jewish culture and interesting if sad history. In the early 16th century, all of the Jews in Venice were forced to move to this area. As such, it's known as the world's first ghetto. The people who lived there back in these days had to be locked inside at night. They were allowed to leave the neighborhood only during the day. Despite this history of anti-Semitism, the area today is a tribute to the Jewish people of Venice. It's a thriving area, rife with great restaurants and stores that highlight Jewish and Italian culture. There's also a museum dedicated to Judaism and some synagogues you can tour as well. They have excellent walking tours of the neighborhood too. And if you're on a larger tour of Venice, you can expect to stop there at some point during the tour. Grand Canal. We mentioned the Grand Canal when we spoke about the Rialto Bridge, and if you've seen photos of Venice, there's a really good chance you were looking at the Grand Canal. It's a 2-mile-long canal that's basically the main street of Venice, and like is so often depicted in books, movies, and photos, the best way to see it is to take a gondola ride along it. Yes, it's a little cheesy and touristy, and yes, it's still a lot of fun. The one drawback is that the rides tend to be more expensive, usually around $95 to $120, but there's another cheaper option known as the Vaporetto. That's the public water bus that floats down the Grand Canal. It makes stops at several of the neighborhoods along the canal, so you can hop off when you hit one you'd like to explore. A good idea is to pick up a Unica City Pass, which allows you to ride all day. And yes, we're mentioning this a lot, but it's best to hit up the Grand Canal early in the morning or at night because of the throngs of tourists. As you may be noticing, Venice is an amazing city that tends to attract a lot of people, so it's good to know that going in. Teatro La Feniceis. The Teatro La Feniceis is an impressive and old opera house, and one of the most popular in the country, and it seems to have both an element of being cursed and one of utter resilience. That's because, since it was built in 1792, it's been fully on fire 3 separate times, and yet it still stands. Rising from the ashes is not even why it's named the Theater of the Phoenix, it's just a happy coincidence. Obviously, the opera house isn't the exact one that stood there in 1792, but they have managed to reconstruct it several times with a lot of the style and ornamentation of its original. As you might expect with an Italian opera house, it has comfortable red velvet chairs surrounded by gold lace throughout the interior. You'll feel as decadent as a royal as you enjoy a show here. If you're a fan of Italian opera, this theater is a no-brainer. There are a ton of amazing performances year-round. It also features dance troupes and other music performances, so you're bound to find a show you'll enjoy. And even if you don't take in a show, you can still go on a tour of the facility during the day. That'll only set you back about €10 for adults and $7 for kids and students. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorite things in Venice? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.